Hola.
So,
Good
hola
evening.
everybody. Hello
Good
everybody.
evening, everybody.
Hola a todos.
Hello.
Hola, tío
Hola,
Nebojsa.
hola.
Buenos días.
Hola, Miriam.
Desde Texas. Hello, everybody.
So please, Nati,
Yes.
for now, we have 30 people who
Yeah.
is in.
Oh, Nebojsa. Sorry. I mute you.
Okay, thank you. So mute everybody that we can start speaking what we need to for today.
Yes.
And this is the first assembly meeting after we get this issue in Ghana. So I will introduce my friend and a friend of Kripto family who is with us throughout 1 hour together, friend from Serbia, from Romania, but he's a Serbian guy. He is also a part of Kripto family, and Mr. John Bosnitch is here, and he will help us throughout this case. I want to tell that John Bosnitch is Canadian citizen, but with Serbian roots, and he is a cousin of the royal family from Serbia. His father was one of the part of the Royal Kingdom Army, and he was like a refugee from the Second World War from Yugoslavia under the dictator Tito to Canada, and he was raised there, and he is one of the best orator that I met in my life. He was 8 in the world in debate contest. Am I correct, John?
7.
7. Oh, sorry, I degrade you. How shame. So John was economic and law advisor of Prime Minister of Japan, of Prime Minister of Canada, of Prime Minister of Russian Federation, and how much countries? Yes, can you?
I've worked as a professional consultant and advisor to heads of states across multiple continents in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and now Africa. And I've also worked as an economic advisor, specifically in Japan and in Canada. And at the same time, I've also worked as a legal advisor in Canada, the United States, Japan, and in Europe. My primary interest is making sure that the full facts and the full information are always released to anybody involved in any kind of a conflict or any kind of a dispute. When I met the people at Kripto Family, I found a group of people who have an excellent project, an excellent future for the project, and need to get the word out to more and more people to spread this project worldwide.
Yeah, thank you, John. So we also want to inform you what happened in Ghana and why I am going here to settle all these issues and throughout what we be in this time here. So it will be a short brief, and I am assure you that Mr. John Bosnitch is the best guy in the world who can help us to solve this issue and return our funds and go further with this Kripto family project even more better and more. He will bring more value to this project with his connections, because from yesterday he became a senior partner of the company and also a part owner of the Kripto family. So I'm really glad that a mastermind like John is with us together. So right now we are in this situation. When we on Friday sent the crypto funds to start our operation of 6.9 billion, we have a plan how to do it. So our plan was not to lost the funds. Our plan was that everybody have its own role of those people who are here in Ghana. And my only condition to this business is that we are not leave the money until they give us the legal proof of funds of their funds, and until we get the load of their money from the containers at warehouse to our place. So because those people are professionals, and there we are figuring out after due diligence, after we get scammed, that they are professional syndicate, mafia people from Togo and from Ghana, which is excluding the high-level politician people, and they are connected with the government also. We know that because they are so confident in what they do and how the economic and organized crime department in Ghana treat us. So I will tell you what happened. So the crucial mistake from us was that money that we need to leave after we give the money to the pay overdue bill of warehouse, that money doesn't need to leave us before they give us papers and recipes that we are paying for that overdue bill. So one of our members go to the car with the money with them to the third office, where they need to give us the paperwork and everything else. But after a few blocks, they throw him up from the car and go with the money in unknown direction. But we are not people who are in this business from yesterday. So we make some things before they do that they don't know. So we will have a GPS trackers and we have the locations of the warehouse and the office. So we are not go there unprepared. But still, after they do that, they tell us that it's late in a Friday, that we need to wait until Monday, that they can finish the paperwork and release the funds to our disposal. We immediately know that it's a fraud, because there is no logic that you are throwing away from the car your business partner and tell him, sorry, we will meet on Monday. So we wait them. Tomorrow they come to our place. We make a photos of them and also all the things what we need like an evidence. So every part of our deal is scanned documents, have a pictures, have a videos, and all of those things, because we prepared well. And I will tell you something. We have a big lucky that day, because they need to come on Monday, they postpone it to Tuesday, and on Tuesday, when they need to come to our place to do our job done, there was 10 officers with AK-47 machine guns comes to our place without warrant, without anything, with those two persons who are in charge of the owner of the money and the counterpart. They was already arrested with them. So with them, they came to our place and arrest all the people, taking our phones and take us to the economic and organized crime department, because those persons tells that we are people who are dealing with fake money, that we bring one container of the fake dollars in Ghana and we want to throughout them, sell it to the half of the price of the normal, and in that kind of way earn money. And also they accuse us for money laundering. So it's a big accusation. It's not and a small thing. So when we came to that department, immediately they saw that we are not the people in that kind of way. We give them immediately evidences, which is directly told them that we are here to seek investors because we have a contract with them. We also came here with a legal proof of funds. So we have everything what we need to prove that we are not there, how can I say, together with them. We are not collaborators of them, but they want to put us in that kind of basket that we get afraid, and that after they give us passports and release us from the cell, that we will be afraid and go to our countries immediately because we will be scared. But they don't figure it that, people from my country is not in that kind of way. We never retreat. We always go further until we win. So in this case, we will do the same like we are doing before. I tell them to the deputy director of this organization, even when I know that John is coming, that we will not go from the Ghana until all them who is connected with this case go to jail. The one thing that is good is that FBI was included in this case because there is one American and one Canadian citizen which was scammed before us. So they caught them before of that complaint from those American and Canada citizens. It was $40,000 US case. So they found us in the phones, and they asked for the location, and because of that, we get arrested because they say that we are their collaborators. So we was lucky because involving of the FBI guarantee that this case will go to the end, and they seized 2.4 million US from those scammers, and they seized gold and 2 luxury cars, the new one. So all of these items are now at police custody, and we are demanding that we go there and see that, and we will make us in the list of the people who wants to take their money from these seized assets. So after we came there, first of all, what is I need to describe this because they don't have system. It's really like a comedy. So first of all, they give me the lawyer who is connected with the investigator. Can you imagine that? And when I get that lawyer to my place, after some time, they charge me money without any recipe, without any signing the papers that they are my legal advisor. So, and they also make me like to be afraid, because if my lawyer is not come at the time, we will spend the night in the cell. They told me straight like that. You need to choose this or you will go to cell in the night. So, because even their lawyer was a little bit late, and it's not finished the paperwork until the end of the working time, they decide, when they see that we are not, there is no fake money in our place, there is no any kind of evidence which is fulfill the story about the counterparts, they decide that they will left if we agree that me and one more person from the Kripto family, which is here, to be in a cell over the night, that they will put the rest to go to their house. So I decided to take that, and Luciano was with me. So we spent the night in the cell together, and I cannot even describe which is that experience to be in a Ghana cell in Africa one night. You know, that's is disgusting. So they told us that they will release us at 7 o'clock in the morning, and yes, they fulfilled that obligation. The main guy who is running the investigation, he came at 7 o'clock because I'm starting to be nervous at 6 already. And all the night I make circles around that little cell, you know, like a beast in a cage, because this is my first time that I have this kind of experience. You know, there is 2 mattresses, black mattress with the holes into it, full of bugs on a floor without anything else, and one toilet which is broken. And you know, there is a shower there, but when you look at the shower, you never want to take shower there. So the cell was 2 multiplied by 1, around 2 meter quadrats, not more than that, without its small windows, without air. On this temperature, when you go there, hell, I think it's a little baby according to this cell. So tomorrow in the morning, they give us also solution for the people who needs to guarantee for us. They need to have a property more than 1 million cedis, Ghana cedis. That's around $100,000. They need to guarantee with their property to give us a possibility to run our case on freedom. So they recommend me the people who already have all the things required according to law, but I never see those people in my life. And they come to there and say, yes, we know Nebojsa, we will guarantee for him, and his people, and they sign the papers, give the everything, and they go, and I need to pay that $7,000 for that. So corruption is on a high level. And, they make a problem and give you a solution if you have money, of course. After that, we start to asking that we are victim in this case, not we don't need to be suspect. And when give them the proofs, which is give them things that they need to believe us that we are on a victim list, not on a suspect list. But they told us, which is not true, of course, that we cannot make a complaint like victims until we move ourselves for the suspect list, which is not true. There is no law in the whole world who is doing like that. So we lost 5 days until we start to doing, until they start to believing, because all the evidence which we give them, it's totally obvious that we are not that part what they are accusing us. So after John comes, and we told John briefly on 3 pages what is going on. Natalie knows this document because she is going through it. And we also make one document for Canada Embassy, and the embassy is what we are including in this case, because we will raise everything on an international level. And when John comes with us and start introducing himself, they start to be nervous and afraid. So right now, it's totally different story. Now we are investigate them, not they investigate us. Also, we have real evidence that people are including and they are working with those people. So I really need to have all of these things to tell you, because you need to know what is going on. So right now I will give word to Mr. Johnson and Mr. Bosnitch, John Bosnitch, and he will tell you what is his competence in all of those cases, because he was involved in more than 20 cases, even worse than this. So please, John, can you a little bit describe what you do?
But just to introduce myself, I'm a Canadian citizen born in Canada. We've met through a mutual friend, a Serb who's based in Romania. And we also met earlier some years ago and discussed mutual cooperation. I was many years ago, I'm 62 years old now, but many years ago, I was a student leader and political activist in Canada. I was expelled from my university when I discovered that the university was taking kickbacks from an oil oligarch in order to get fake honorary degrees, doctorates. I was a young man. I was about 20 years old, and I opposed the corruption in the university. It accelerated and became a Supreme Court case, which we, the students, I was a student union leader, we won. And we managed to remove the president of the university. I graduated in political science from that university after first doing an engineering degree in geodesy, which is planetary motion. If you're familiar with what Elon Musk is doing on the planet Mars, that's the kind of work I did back starting in the 1970s. I won the world prize in geodesy and then moved into political science because, unfortunately, the politicians were too corrupt to do the things that we needed to do in engineering. I moved to Montreal. In Montreal, I studied further political science in a master's program at McGill University, which is Canada's version of Harvard. I was at the university for a few months until I witnessed a case of police brutality. I had nothing to do with the case. I was just walking down the street. 60 fellow Canadians witnessed the police attack. No one had the courage to testify. So 12 police went to the court and said that the attack had not taken place, and I testified 1 man against 12. I produced photography. I produced evidence from the site, and my testimony put the first 2 police in jail in the history of Montreal. That's 450 years. No police had ever gone to jail for a brutality case attacking a citizen without grounds in 450 years. As a result, after I won the case, I thought I would return to my master's program in political science, but the police syndicate came and told the lawyers and said, we can't guarantee the security of Mr. Bosnitch any longer in Canada, and if he's still in Canada in 30 days, we think his life will be very short. Now, being a native-born Canadian, I thought this is impossible, but there's corruption everywhere. So, following the advice of the prosecutor, I left North America because they said it would be dangerous for me to even transfer to Columbia University in New York, which would accept me because there was one police union across North America. So I traveled to Southeast Asia. I traveled into the Himalayas. And while I was away waiting for the things to calm down in Canada, I met two gentlemen who had a consulting company in Japan. And they were having a problem with tax authorities in Japan. They had made a few $1 million. They needed to leave Japan. And I said to them, I said, what are you doing with your company that you have to pay $50,000 in tax fines? They said, well, we're leaving. And they say, if we leave the country, we have to pay $50,000. I said, how about selling me your company and I'll go to Japan and take it over. That saves you $50,000 and it gives me a company. So I bought their company for $1 on the foot of Mount Everest. And I flew to Japan and I came to the office of the consulting company and I looked at the clients. And the clients were Prime Minister of Japan, President of Sony, President of Panasonic, President of Toyota, President of Nissan. And of course, I took over this job and I became the speechwriter for the Prime Minister of Japan. I wrote all of the speeches given by the Japanese government at the Bilderbergers and Davos forums for a period of 5 years. And I would have probably stayed there longer because my salary was outrageous. It was about $50,000 a month, no tax as a foreign expert. However, some of you might know of this incident. World chess champion Bobby Fischer played chess in the former Yugoslavia in 1992 in violation of US sanctions against Yugoslavia. They chased him all around the world until 2004, when he was arrested in Tokyo, of all places, where I was the advisor to the Prime Minister. I, of course, objected to the arrest of a chess player for playing chess. The Prime Minister said, I got the order from George Bush. And then I said, well, Mr. Prime Minister, I thought I was the advisor to the Prime Minister of Japan, not to the governor of Texas. And he goes, you can't speak to me that way. I said, yes, I can. I only work for honest people who serve the people who elected them. I resign, but I'll be back tomorrow. He said, well, why are you going to be back tomorrow if you're resigning? I said, because I'm going to sue you. So I sued the Prime Minister of Japan, and I sued George Bush, the younger, in grand jury in Washington, and I beat them both. I beat the Prime Minister of Japan in Japanese Supreme Court. We defeated a grand jury trial in Washington with no lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. We got Bobby Fischer out and got him asylum in Iceland, where Bobby later died. Natural causes. But when Bobby died, the IRS, the American Taxation Service, attempted to strong-arm the government of Iceland to take the money that Bobby properly won in the tournament in Serbia 12 years before. So, having met Bobby's widow and knowing that that money was rightfully hers, I flew to Iceland on my own, at my own expense, because I knew that she had no hope of winning, and her lawyers in Iceland said there was no chance of winning. So I flew to Iceland from, at that time I was in New York, and I came to the Supreme Court of Iceland when they were about to read the judgment. The lower court had ruled. Bobby's widow had appealed to upper court, had lost, and she had appealed to the Supreme Court with the top law firm in Iceland, and she had lost. But a court reporter had contacted me the day before to say she lost. They're going to read the judgment tomorrow. I boarded a plane, flew to Iceland, and sat in the middle of the court in Iceland and raised my hand like this, blocking all, I'm a journalist too, blocking all of the CNN and NBC and BBC cameras. So, of course, there's yelling from the back of the courtroom from the journalists because they can't shoot this $5 million award related to Bobby Fischer. And the judge asked me to put my hand down. The Supreme Justice of the Supreme Court of Iceland asked me to put my hand down. I said, I'm sorry, madam, but I can't. She goes, if you don't put your hand down, I'm going to have you arrested for contempt of court for 2 years. And I said, well, if that's what it takes to get justice in Iceland, get my cell ready. And she asked me, Mr. Bosnitch, I think I recognize you from CNN. Aren't you the man who sued the Prime Minister of Japan and freed Bobby? I said, that's right. She said, before I have you arrested, I'd like to at least know the reason why you're doing this. And I said, because I can prove to you right now that all the preliminary hearings and all of the appeals and all of your considerations here in the Supreme Court are wrong. And I can guarantee you that after I speak, you will take a recess and you will come back out and you will rip up your 29-page judgment. And she said, how do you know it's 29 pages? I said, because I've already read your judgment because I'm a journalist. And it was leaked to me by an Icelandic reporter who got it from your court. So she let me speak, and I proved to her very quickly that the documents that the US government was using against Bobby Fischer were false. That the US State Department lied to the Supreme Court of Iceland on the record, on television. It was just a stroke of fate. I'm of Serbian origin, and one of the things we believe in, we're Christians, and we believe in destiny. We believe that ultimately the good will always win, as in the case of this criminal act that was conducted against your organization here. Good is going to win. And not only is it going to win, the payback is going to be far greater than the loss. Because that's the way good does correct evil. Just to tell you what happened in the case in Iceland very quickly, Bobby Fischer was married in jail to his longtime girlfriend, his Japanese female chess champion of Japan. Because I was defending Bobby and because the Japanese court had recognized me as a lawyer, even though I'm not a lawyer, they had recognized me as his counsel, I was present at his marriage. So I signed his marriage certificate as a witness. Later, after he died, that marriage certificate was contested in Iceland by the US State Department that said that's not a marriage document, it's just a registration paper. Luckily, I was married in Japan with the same document. And my document was signed by me as the groom. So we have two documents to which I can legally testify, because on one, I'm signed as the witness, and on the other, I'm signed as the groom. When I left Japan, I went to be a political consultant in Washington. To bring my wife to Washington, I had to prove she was my wife. So I took the same form to the US Embassy in Japan and got the US State Department to affix the Great Seal of America on the back of my document saying, this is a legal marriage. So now we're in Iceland a few years later, Bobby is dead, and the State Department is denying that that document is a marriage certificate. And I show the two certificates and I turn them both over. And on one of them is the Grand Seal of the United States of America saying lawful marriage. They're identical. I testified to both. The court took a recess. 5 minutes later, they gave the full $6 million to Bobby Fischer's widow. That case was impossible. That is a mission impossible case. This case is a small two-bit mafia crime gang from whom assets worth far more than what they scammed here are already being held in custody. My suggestion, we make a claim on those assets to make sure we cover the money that's temporarily lost here. And at the same time, we pursue this crime gang, bring them to justice, return the money to this organization, and use the good PR to grow the base of the crypto family by showing how effectively we protect the resources of this group. Even in a country, I went to the Canadian Embassy today to register myself to get support from my embassy. Even in a country where the Canadian Embassy says, we don't know if there's any chance of having justice here. That's the Canadian Embassy saying. We don't accept that kind of weakness. Justice always wins if it has strong enough support. That's why I'm here. That's why I flew here. I've never been to Africa. It's a great pleasure to be here, and it's a great coincidence. Once again, as I told you, I believe in destiny. Why is it a coincidence? Because in the 1960s, when the president of this country was Nkrumah, one of the independence leaders of Africa, his advisor was my uncle. So I've returned to the country that got its independence during the presidency of a man who was advised by my uncle. Now I've come back to this country in my first visit to Africa, and if we don't get justice at the legal level, I'll be visiting the president of today's Ghana, reminding him who the advisor of yesterday's Ghana was, and bring justice here, just as there should be justice everywhere. That's a basic introduction. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. I've worked in Canada, the USA, Japan, China, Venezuela, Iran, Serbia, Bosnia, Romania, Ukraine, and other countries. But at these countries, I've worked at the head of state or lead politician in the government level. I'm working as an advisor to the One Belt, One Road project of China, which is the world's greatest ever infrastructure project. I'm regularly featured simultaneously on Western media, criticizing America's aggression towards Iran, and on Iranian media, talking about what America is trying to do to Iran. I'm also on Serbian media, French media, English media, Russian RT, and various other media around the world. And they usually call me when there's an impossible problem that no one is prepared to put their name behind the justice side of the battle. That's why I'm here. I'm helping my friend. I'm looking forward not only to success on this little problem, but on growing the crypto family in a way that would have never been possible if we didn't have to go over this kind of a hurdle.
Thank you, John, for this introduction. I also want to say that sometimes John is a little bit, how can I say, he doesn't want to speak so much about him, but this wonderful guy here, he put on a round table, first time after the Second World War, Japanese and Russian delegation together.
Oh yeah, I'll just give a little background there. So I was working as the advisor to the Japanese Prime Minister, and they said, we have a really serious problem. I said, what's a serious problem? I dealt with domestic issues previously. They said, well, there's the Northern Territories. I said, what do you mean Northern Territories? You mean the South Kurils? No, it's the Northern Territories, because there's a small group of islands that at the end of World War II, the Soviet forces took from Japan. And Japan wants those islands back, just like they wanted Okinawa back from America. And they said, this can't be resolved. We've been working on it for 60 years. We want some progress. I said, give me 6 months. They said, what? I said, yes, you've been working on it for 60 years as your primary foreign policy issue of Japan. They said, yes. I said, okay, give me 6 months. In 6 months, I traveled to Moscow on a cold call. A cold call means no advance call, no meeting, no appointment. I just showed up like this and knocked on the foreign ministry in Moscow. Somebody came to the door and said, who are you? I said, advisor to the Japanese Prime Minister. He said, what do you want? I said, well, the Japanese sent me because they want the South Kurils back. He said, they're never getting it back. I said, You didn't ask me why I came. I just told you why they sent me. He goes, well, why did you come? I said, I came to give you the greatest present ever given to Russia by any foreign country. They said, what's that? I said, and this is no longer secret information. So we knew in the Japanese government that the nuclear reactors that America forced us to buy were of the same series as the melted down 3 Mile Island reactor in the United States, that America could not sell as junk to anybody in the world except for the occupied colony of Japan. So to balance the trade imbalance, where Japan was selling $6 billion more cars to America than America was selling goods to Japan, Japan bought $6 billion of defective reactors, knowing they were defective. So I said to the Russians, I said, let's leave the islands dispute on the side and let's do something that benefits you and Japan, because we're soon going to have a breakdown of the entire nuclear power system in Japan, and that'll turn out the lights in Japan and sink the economy in a way not seen in the Great Depression of 1929. They said, what do you want to do? I said, I want you to build a pipeline from Siberia to the Pacific Ocean. We'll pay for it. You pay zero. Japan will pay for the pipeline. It's called the Siberia to Eastern Pacific Pipeline. It's called Eastern Siberia Pacific Ocean, ESPO. You can look it up in Wikipedia. ESPO, Eastern Siberia Pacific Ocean Pipeline. I opened that pipeline, one person, in one meeting, in one office. I just came to Russia and said, would you like us to build a pipeline? We'll pay for it all. You repay us with the gas that you send through the pipeline. If we fail to build a pipeline, you owe us nothing. If we build the pipeline, we get $6 billion back in gas, and we become your energy partner, which means that Japan is no longer a colony of the United States. Because when the United States occupied Japan, and still occupies Japan today, just like it occupies Germany today, all energy to Japan came from Saudi Arabia, protected by the US fleet. And so if the Americans withdrew the protection of the fleet, they could close Japan in 1 second. Now we built a pipeline that America doesn't defend and cannot close, which made Japan twice as independent as it was before, without a single shot fired by anyone. Peaceful, negotiated settlements between Russia and Japan, which were still in a state of war, and still are today in a state of war. A negotiated settlement that I arranged. I think we'll fix this problem here in Ghana. And when we look back on this issue, we're going to say, yeah, we had a few hiccups at the start of Kripto family. That's the way life is. All of us who have children, I have 2 young boys, they're in their early 20s now. Every time something fails, every time there's a problem, they go, oh, Dad, I want to give up. It's not going to work out. I said, which do you learn more from, a success or a failure? You always learn more from a failure, and every failure that you overcome makes you much stronger than you were before. We had a group of professional scammers come here and cheat one of the most open and direct men that I know. It took one phone call from our mutual friend, a Serbian businessman in Romania. 2 hours later, I packed my bags, flew to Istanbul, changed in such a tight change that I had to run to the next airplane and arrive for my first trip to Africa. It's a great pleasure to be here. It's a great personal pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to cooperating and building from Kripto family a much bigger family than we could have ever imagined before.
Okay, so before I open the questions, because I know there is a lot of questions for everybody of you, I will tell you that we agree, because we are here and we are have time, because it will take a little bit time to return our money, we decide to speak with the persons who are also politically engaged. So we have the person who is the sender of President that is John's uncle was advising, and her is part of the assembly in Ghana, and we will speak with her. We will speak with her also, and we have our friend here, Nana. His father is the general secretary of the ruling party here, and the next year is election. So we will change this Ghana to the better place. And also, we will get a connection with them. And we are interested in digging the gold from this country because it's full of gold. It's correlated with our gold NFTs. And already we are speaking about concessions and all those things here. We are also can help them in oil industry and a lot of things.
Can I add something here?
Yeah, please.
I don't know where your crypto family members are located, but there's something you need to know. The colonial powers that enslaved Africa, that took slaves from here, that robbed the continent of its resources, that set up their lackeys to run countries across Africa. Those same colonial powers have sent their mining companies here, like Canadian mining companies. Most of them give the host nation somewhere between 5 and 10% of the profit from the mine. Think about that. 5 to 10%. And that's what the colonial powers imposed on the countries in Africa and signed long contracts, 20, 50 years. This country is full of gold. It's also full of rip-off artists from the West that make the little petty criminals who stole some money from us look like pickpockets. These people have been stealing hundreds of millions and billions from this country. So since we are here now, I studied geodesy. Geodesy is related to engineering and mining. I'm going to bring clean mining companies here to develop mining projects in partnership with the Ghanaian government that share the profit 50-50. None of this 5% because we're white and you're black. 50-50 partnership that will make us an asset to the government and people of Ghana. Then we have a real base from which we can grow, not just across Africa, but all around the world. And when you build a company that's got a seat in Africa, in a rich African country, if you've ever been to Ghana, it doesn't look rich here because all the money is being vacuumed out. We're going to have a base here. I've contacted my partners in China. We're going to have a base in Hong Kong. We're going to have a base in Europe. We're going to have a base in South America, and we're going to have a base in North America. And by doing this, we'll have bases, and not to forget Australia as well. And we'll have cryptocurrency standing on legs on every continent. And in that way, not only will it be secure because of the crypto technology, but it will be secure because of partnerships with leading governments around the world. In that way, we can never face this kind of a threat to the company again.
Yeah. Okay. So also I want to tell you that we are speak about this issue, which is correlated with Ghana. And from this issue is all other things that we already say. So we are not launched on the date that I said because of this issue. Also about there is a lot of questions in your heads about the launching NFT. So I will give you the solution, which is partial one, but the solution right now. So we will start to airdrop on Sunday. So I want to fulfill what I said, that you will get paid from your accounts in the family tokens on the 1st and 2nd of October. So you will get airdropped your family tokens to your accounts. So that's the first thing that is important to everybody. The second thing, that next week, I will do my best. It will be on the first few days of the next week, because John is already making phone calls and he is settling us meetings, Zoom meetings with a lot of potential investors who is working with him too many years.
I have two investors that I should mention to you. A recent candidate for mayor of Toronto, our biggest city in Canada, contacted me some time ago asking me to support his campaign. I've worked on many political campaigns around the world. He didn't win the election, but after the election, he took on the position of lead representative for an investment fund of 25 billion euros. His first destination, Belgrade, where we met, and he asked me to bring him to projects. One of the first projects I'm going to bring to him is your project. That way, we'll be in the big leagues in terms of major institutional investment. That's from Canada. On the other side, there's the South China Investment Fund, which is the world's largest fund, which is about 2.2 trillion euros. My personal friend, who is the main Chinese investor in Serbia, has asked me to advise the South China Investment Fund. Of course, I'll be advising them to look at Kripto family. Our operations in China would ideally be represented by the top legal firm in Hong Kong, which is called Victoria Chambers. You can look that up. Victoria Chambers is owned by my personal friend who arrived in Canada when it looked like Hong Kong was going to collapse and sat next to me in grade 12, learned English, became a lawyer, went back to Hong Kong and opened the best legal firm in Hong Kong with 35 fully licensed top lawyers. His specialty, business relationship with China via Hong Kong. So when we get Kripto family legally into China on a big level, the resources available to your corporation will be so big that even with money counting machines, you'll be hard pressed to count it.
So, the time when I figured out that we are scammed, I was sitting in Belgrade, in the Smeder or near the Belgrade, and I say, why is this happening all the time? And why we are, with this open-hearted and goodwill, we are finding all the time that these kind of people who wants to steal. And this connection was from the trust connection from Abu Dhabi. And that guy who is introduced the connection to this job, he is one of our biggest investors. Who his intentions are clean. And he is now taking care about connection he provide to us. That person will never ever can come in UAE. It will get banned forever. That's the first thing. The second thing, that UAE embassy and Sheikh, who is our partner, is behind us. So tomorrow we will include also their embassy, and they will see that in this case, we are not without roots, and they will need to start act like professionals, not like a people from the kindergarten who is pretending that they are working some job. They make so many mistakes that I know that we will win for sure. So also I want to tell you that nothing is happening without reason. And now I'm sure that how John say that this is a destiny, because if this thing is not happen, John will not be with us.
I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be bringing the fund from Canada, and I wouldn't be bringing the fund from China.
There is also one thing.
We're talking about billions from the West and trillions from the East.
I want to also tell you something that, I don't know how you are thinking about, but you need to see that if you want to take care about business, you need to know everything about geopolitical situation in the world, because if you don't know that, you cannot be on a high level, you know. And our final mission is to provide families all over the world better funds for their families, because for me and for John, family is the most sacred thing in our lives.
Family first, family forever.
So because of that, I'm not hiding that I'm a great fan of Mr. Donald Trump. Why? Because he is the first president in the history of USA who doesn't start any war. He retrieved the army for some countries. And I'm sure that if we can have that power, but I know throughout John that we will have that, if he run a campaign, we will be his supporters.
Definitely, we're expecting Donald Trump to be reelected as president of the United States. I'll be working on his campaign. I worked in Romania on political campaigns, where I met the people who organized his successful campaign in 2016. I also know personally the man who coordinates those campaigns all around the world. It just so happens by chance that I solved a problem for his best friend from Israel in Japan, who could not solve it himself. And so now we have direct contact with the people who run Trump's campaign and who we will interface with to make sure that Donald Trump returns to the presidency in the United States, and that the world of war that America brought us for 30, 40, 50 years uninterrupted will not recur, and that Biden and the deep state and the corrupt arms dealers that are destroying this world will not be in power come next year's election. That's almost a given already, but it's going to be a real pleasure to take part in it.
I will tell you how this is huge. Maybe a lot of you doesn't see that yet, but in a public joint venture with countries where we open the branches, all of you can participate in the state projects, like building a big ports, like building highways, like building universities, schools, hospitals, airports, all the infrastructure, big projects, to build a pipeline throughout Africa. Why not? We will make an NFT projects who will support this, and all of you will have a possibility to get 50% of the profit shares. So right now, I will tell you some things more about what we will do in the next week. And I'm sorry for this delay one more time, but this is something for the good thing, you know? When you go throughout the bad times and you make this a destiny call, and we came together finally, and we are in the same house for the date. We will be in the same house until we finish this deal. So we have enough time to work together and make this project what it needs to be. This will be the greatest project in a cryptocurrency ever. I swear to God, it will be like that. And I will not leave it until I success in that. And John know, and he told me today, I am with you because I know that you will never surrender. That's it. I will never surrender until we go to the final victory.
And just to add something, when everything in life goes smoothly and there's no disruption, you can look at your life like this: start and finish, and this is your life. But if you live a life full of fighting against evil and doing good and sharing your benefits, you go through a roller coaster of a life that when you straighten it out, I'm trying to get it on the screen here, it's much, much longer and much, much richer. Because life was not meant to be short, boring, and uneventful. Life was meant to be full. Life means confronting evil and winning. And that creates a long, full life of which your children and your family can look back and say, Granddad John did this. If he could do that, I can do this. That's why we have families. To teach the next generation that the impossible is not only possible, it's easy when you decide to make it possible.
Yeah, that we are doing with the Kripto family.
The freeing of Bobby Fischer is the only case in the history of the United States from 1776 until today in which a person arrested on a U.S. presidential warrant was not delivered to the United States. One case. Never happened before. This little hiccup is going to be just one of the passing events as we move forward. I had a friend in university who, when we were all expelled from university and thought we were going to do nothing with our lives, and we were wondering if we were going to even have a job, later contacted me and said, you know, everybody in our student union executive is now at the top of every industry. My ex-girlfriend is now the vice president of the biggest bank in North America. My ex-comptroller is the director of the biggest financial firm in America. My ex-minister of internal affairs is now the chief prosecutor of the province of Ontario and representative of the government. And I went to become an advisor to heads of state in 7 other countries, all because we were expelled falsely, fought our way back, won the cases, got our diplomas, put the police in jail, and moved forward. And each case had never been won before. No police had gone to jail. No students who had been expelled were ever readmitted. No. And he had this, his saying was, if there's no friction in your life, you're just going to slip and fall on your ass. Mm-hmm. Friction is actually what keeps you from sliding and falling. We've had a little bit of friction here. We're going to use that friction to heat our supper, have a nice supper, and get these guys, clean this up, expand the business, and demonstrate that Kripto family is not just a business, it's a family, and it has friends everywhere.
And I need to tell you that even when we are not start fighting yet at how it needs to be, we are only prepare them to know with who are they fighting. So today, one of the representative of the political party, which is on power right now, tell us that we will have a meeting with the person, and if that person like us, they will repay us without any other people here involved what we lost. Can you imagine that? Mm-hmm. Because only Mr. Bosnitch tell who he is at those persons is this organization of economic and organized crime department. So that's the thing. I saw some of your questions, and I will tell Nati what will come after we make an airdrop on Sunday, and after we make a payout throughout the family tokens to the people who we already have the launching NFT, because we say that we need to fulfill it the next first 3 days or until the end of the week. It will be the put liquidity into the family token, and we will start our journey like needs to be. So these things was only small step behind, but it will be a huge leap in the future because it will bring a lot of things. I'm sorry, but on one thing I need to say, the guy who is in the leading gold mining industry is John Bosnitch, personal friend, and it has biggest company in Canada for gold mining. We said that we will put 1 gram of gold behind one family token in 1 year when we start. And I know now for sure that we will do that. That's the one thing. The second thing that we also promise, all the major projects that we will put in a Cube 4, now with John, will be easily established through all the countries which he was working already. So imagine when you have the, Cube 4 NFT project with the government of Japan. That's something big, What do you want to say, Jim?
I just wanted to say, if you didn't get the spelling of my name, let's see if we can appear.
We can share it in the group later, John.
Yeah.
Okay. Just so it doesn't. Here it is.
Yes.
There it is.
In English, it's JOHNBOSNITCH. In Serbian, in Latin script, it looks like this. So DZONBOSNIC. You can put that into YouTube or Wikipedia or whatever you want, and you'll see some background about me.
Not some, tons of material. So right now you can raise your hands and you can start asking questions. And I know there is a lot of you who is maybe pissed off because you don't know this data, and who is angry on me because I was spent a night in a cell because I want to keep our money from crypto family safe, and I'm fighting for that. And we cannot blame any persons who was there because this was their first time settling with the mafia guys. So if some of them was afraid, it's not something that is unusual. I'm blaming myself because in that particular moment I wasn't here, but I cannot be everywhere. I cannot cover all the places that I'm working with. And also there is coming something that will be beyond what we imagine throughout the John and throughout our friend, which is meet us together again. So also, I see JJ here. I need to say this also because it's important. About environment projects. Mr. John Bosnitch is connected with the guy who is the biggest owner and giver of carbon credits in Canada. Okay, so with JJ, we speak about the rainforest and the projects with correlated with that. And we have also solution for that.
We were just called 2 hours ago from Canada by my partner over there who said, do you have anything related to potential green carbon credits? I said, right now, right here. So after this phone call, after this conference, we're going to be speaking with him.
Okay. Also, if Mr. Anwar is here, I need to tell you that this gentleman have the same pioneer project with what he did in Lesotho, this gentleman did in Serbia. And also he is correlated with Canada pharmaceutic people who are giving the certificate for what they are doing
for medical cannabis.
Yes.
I come from a very conservative family. My grandfather was the commander of the Royal Guard of his cousin, the king. My father was an Allied soldier who fought both the Nazis and the communists in World War II and was one survivor of his battalion of 750 men. He won the equivalent of the Victoria Cross, first class. He managed to get to Canada. He went to university, and his roommate in university, you might know his name, Zbigniew Brzezinski, the man who wrote the grand chessboard of how America was going to take over the world. And the two of them argued, and Zbig lost every argument. Zbig's going to lose again as well. The American-provoked war in Ukraine will fail. There will be peace again. People will be brothers as they were before. And we're going to bring investment to improve people's lives, not to pay bribes, but to give people a positive future and a chance to build something together. We're going to end wars. We're going to have an anti-war president in the United States who's not a leftist, who's a pro-business anti-war president, like there should be. And we're already working with people in Hungary. We're already working with other people around the world who want to build a world where people live together in peace and improve the lives, not just of their own family, but of every family. That's the kind of project I support.
Thank you, John. So now, Nati, please assist us to open the questions. We will have maybe 20 minutes, and please ask the questions which correlated with the project, and we will proceed to work. We don't have time to lose.
Okay.
So
I'll give the word to James Ogles. Ogles, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Ogles, with an O. Thank you. That's fine. Look, this will be short and sweet. It's unbelievable how big of a project that I'm involved in for being such a little minute nothing in this world. I just feel so humbled. I mean, I just can't believe it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all I got to say.
welcome. We are glad that you are part of it. Without you, anything will not be good.
Thank you.
Thank you, James. Martins Richmond, please unmute yourself.
Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you so much for giving me this platform. First of all, I just want to correct the narrative before I jump into the question. I'm so sorry, Mr. Johan. I am a veteran, and I think honestly, politics has no place in our business. And I don't think we should start talking about things. I'm a veteran. I served in the U.S. Army, and I know what it takes to serve. And I really, really think this is not a place to talk about things like that, or talking about our president or who done did what. That is up to them. Having said that, I just want to thank Nebojsa for everything he's doing. We are behind you 100%, but I just need to give you one straight advice. Honestly, we need a structure in this business. We need the right people passing the right information, because people are killing other members of ours because they have pumped in money into the business. And we need to have the right information going to them that we could tell them. I mean, you need to look at the information that are being passed down. It is horrendous. People, how badly people talk about, they're just practically crucifying our business. And we don't even know what else to say to them, because everybody's practically hiding right now. So we need to be properly prepared with right information. I know Mr. Rev came out once and said something and people attacked him. And even Natty said some things and people attacked her. So we need to have a way of communicating things, or someone communicating something that we could go out and say things to people properly for people to understand. Bear in mind, this is a business for the past more than a year that people have not earned anything. Having said that, many people have brought in people into the business because they believe in us, they believe what we tell them, and they keep going. And we believe in you, sir, for everything you do. But please, communication is a serious, very, very serious point in our business that we can't keep these people waiting 1, 2, 3, 5 days.
Okay. So can we answer on everything? Okay.
The way we promise things, because it comes back to bite us in the butt. So my point, the only point I'm just trying to make is, hey, people are hurting, but nevertheless, we have communications that is going to take us places. We know people don't do things in this business, but we're still going to be behind you 100%. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for all what you said. And I need to tell you something, and I think that Mr. John will also back up me in this thing. You are right. Politics is not so good in all the countries because it's leading by the people who are trying to enslave people, and we are fighting against that. But, when I came here, my problem is not these scammers. My problem is corrupted system and the politics in this country who are giving them opportunity to scam me. That's the issue. I don't like to be involved in any kind of politics, but you need to be a part of it if you want to success in what we are doing. So tell me, How can we not be involved in such kind of thing if we want to change the world? We want to make a totally different and free economic system, which bring every person in the earth without any work, but only basis knowledge of blockchain and finances to live happier and longer life and more accommodate to their families. We need to be a part of those things or fighting against those things and speak about it at last. Because if we don't do it, they will put a ban on us every time when we start doing something big. That's the issue. I don't like politics at all because, you know, it needs to be a noble job to serve the country. They return that to the puppet states all over the world serving only one person. And we are full of that. So right now, the world has alternative for all these things. And we want to make from the unipolar world to the multipolar system. Now we have a BRICS. We have alternative to the oldest things, which is coming from the West. And I'm sure that BRICS will come to the countries and bring them freedom. Because those countries who are leading with BRICS, they don't ask anything. They're not putting those countries in a debt. They're bringing infrastructure to make profit together and give the better life to those countries. And that's 100% true. And I will give you every evidence for that. But if we want to change the world, we need to be a part of it. And I'm sorry for that. And I don't like it, but it's fact. What do you say about that, Jim?
I just wanted to say I respect the comment of your member. And I know that Crypto Family is primarily a business operation, but it's a morally based business operation. I happen to be the first male in my family not to be a high-ranking military officer of the rank of major or above. That means major, colonel, or general in 700 years. I'm the first civilian in my family since the 13th century, when we resigned our title as prince to recognize the Empire of Serbia. Since then, we've all been military officers. During that 700-year period, we never, ever mixed in politics. I have no intention of mixing Crypto Family in politics. And the only way or intersect between politics and Crypto Family is when politics is no longer politics and is just corruption. When politics is not the expression of the public will, whatever that will is, not my business. But when politics becomes corruption and it becomes institutionalized corruption and Crypto Family is the victim, then we're going to point out that this is not politics, this is corruption. And then we'll engage the Embassy of Canada, we'll engage the European Union, we'll engage the UAE, and we'll engage Interpol, where 3 of my friends are on the controlling body. That's the only time politics has to interface with Crypto Family, when it's not politics, when it's criminality. When it's criminality, then you can count on me to use my political background to expose them. I don't care if you like Trump or like Biden or like the Green Party or any other candidate. It has nothing to do with Crypto Family except if it blocks us. If it blocks us, it's no longer politics. It's conniving, political meddling in a private enterprise. We're not putting up with that. Nothing political there. Vote any way you want. It has nothing to do, because Crypto Family is completely 100% politically neutral, because it's based in so many countries. There is no way we can correlate the politics of the United States with the politics of Canada, which I could tell you many things about what I think about our Canadian leader, with the politics of Russia, with the politics of China. Nothing to do with us. We want to have a universal platform that every participant can be satisfied with and be secure with, regardless of what political system they live in or where they might move from one day to another. Totally politically color neutral.
Thank you. Can we proceed to the other question?
Yes. Satwinder, please unmute yourself. You are unmuted already.
Hi, Nebojsa. Sorry to hear of your troubles, but I'm an investor with the pre-launch token and also launch NFT. I brought in my family members. Can you please just tell me step by step what will happen on the Sunday, the 1st of October? Will you be releasing or airdropping our money back so that we can at least get and take advantage of the launch, the pre-launch NFT, I mean, sorry.
I already said what we promised we will deliver, but we will deliver with a time frame because we lost a significant one here in Ghana for a shorter period. We are not lost that forever. We are only needs time to return it back. So what we will do, we will make an airdrop on Sunday. We will pay out the people who already have the payments in the family tokens. And after that, in next week, we will put liquidity into it that you can start to selling it, buying on open market. That's it.
So you can't on Sunday?
Yes, on this Sunday, you will get the airdrop of your tokens.
And
everybody.
You can start selling on Sunday?
No, I'm telling that you will get your airdrop on Sunday and you can do on our webpage what needs to be throughout the family token if you want. If you don't want, you will wait until I put the liquidity next week and you can sell it and do whatever you want with your tokens. That's it. Okay. So this accident will only postpone a little bit putting liquidity into. That's it.
How much did you lose?
We don't lose anything yet.
Okay. How much money in this situation?
They only take for now what we are stay here plus what we give them according to the contract is a little bit over $1 million.
Oh, okay.
But that amount it's only how can I say temporarily taken. So we will return it back for sure because those people have their assets seized by economic and organized crime department to the $2.4 million gold and 2 luxury cars, which is over $400,000 worth. So we are the first one who are seizing that because we are the first one who can prove that we are legally here and we are victims of those fraudulent people. So
just to summarize, the seized assets already in the hands of the police are roughly triple the amount of money we believe is temporarily been taken out of the hands of Kripto family. Triple. We are by far the biggest and the first claimant against those seized assets. So we don't expect any problem in returning the money that we lost. We also intend to contribute to the investigation to uncover other funds that may have been lost elsewhere and to recover other assets that the criminals might have amassed in other countries. So we consider the assets of cryptocurrency, of the Kripto family currency, to be completely covered, and we intend to go deeper into this at the same time in collaboration with the government here.
Yes, there is also one thing that I will tell you. All of those people who are already arrested, we will expand the list of the suspects to from 2 people to the more than 12 people. All those people are on high level. They have their properties and they have things that government can take from them and give to the people who are their fraud victims. So this will not be a little issue for this. It will be a big thing. And, it will be included some diplomats, some people from the, government positions. This will be a huge case. And we are 100% sure that we will seize that back.
I appreciate that. The only other thing I would say is what somebody else just said. I mean, you've got some very, very upset people. I think they're people from your country, and they're already kicking off in one of the other groups. So I think it's vital that you give the correct information very soon.
Yeah, because of that, we are here in front of you, everybody. Why I'm not doing that the day when we are doing it?
But people have been excluded from this call.
Yes.
And they feel left out now.
Yes, there is a reason why they are doing that. Okay. So for everything what we are doing, there is a reason behind it.
Sure.
And I really, I will explain them why is he going to do that. They will be ashamed. Okay.
In any event, what would be good is if we could get from you, if you could send it to us by message in this format or else another way, any place that you see negative information being circulated about Kripto family, we'd like to know of it, and we're going to go to those chat rooms, to those discussions, and bring people up to date. And we're going to provide them with more information than they could have ever had if they had come here and spent their time yelling and screaming and accusing us of things that aren't at all related to the current situation. So I'm
pretty sure that if you launch on Sunday, I think everybody will just calm down, and I wish you every success in the future. There's lots that you can do with this, and I know I'm not the only one that feels that way, but if you don't start, you're just losing credibility.
Obviously. Everything is always proven by actions and performance in the end. We can talk forever, but we do want, from not just you, but from anybody who's in this call, anytime you notice negative propaganda, accusations, false accusations, unsupported accusations, please forward them to us. And then we can reply with whatever data and whatever information we have. And we can get ahead of the accusations by trying to anticipate why they are doing this. Because if they actually support this project, we should be hearing only truthful complaints, which is not the case till now.
Okay, so for sure, I will tell you something more. I know that every of you expecting that you will get information immediately, but you need to know that there is sometimes that we cannot do that. And, if I tell Nati, for example, to say that we are in jail and we are not communicate with them, think how much house this will produce. So
communications are somewhat limited in jail. Yeah. Just to let you know. But in any event, we were with the police yesterday. I just arrived in the morning. So I flew in, as you know, through Istanbul and across Africa. I arrived in the morning. I slept for 90 minutes. We got up and we went straight to the police station. And at the police station, we went to the chief of the Economic Crime Division. We explained the complaint. We spoke to the duty lawyer that they assigned to the case. We told him that we were going to bring superior lawyers to assist him because he doesn't have much experience in this kind of criminal fraud. We've got international lawyers who worked with Interpol. We're going to back up the legal services here. And now is one day after we met with the Duty Council and after we met with the police department here. One day, less than 24 hours.
Okay, thank you. So if it's okay, we can proceed to the other question.
Sí, Eduardo Stevens, please unmute yourself.
Hi, how are you? Do you listen to me?
Yes, Eduardo.
Yeah, we do.
Hi, Nebojsa. Long time trying to speak to you, to Nati. I'm from the group of Pedro Dávalos. I'm from Chile. One question, Nebojsa. I understand sometimes the reason that they don't give, that you or the company, or Nati or Pedro, don't give us all the information. I understand it. I respect it. But I have something about the amount of liquidity. You say that's around $1 million that was told. And what happened with the other millions that you have told? Because I think liquidity, it doesn't work with 1 million. Can you tell us about that?
No, you are just now speaking about the potential investment that we already came here to do, because agreement with those people was 6.9 billion. So that's the thing that we are discussing about. There is also the other things that we are doing, and we are waiting for our compensation. So when we came to that point that we get compensation, please, Donati,
Sorry, yes, I'm looking for it. Sorry.
please, Isacano.
Yeah.
Isacano. Okay. So, Mr. Eduardo, we are also still waiting to from other things that we are doing under the Kripto family and myself, not only with the Kripto family. When we get that funds, for sure, we will put that into liquidity. So I'm talking about next week. I'm not sure that we will, with Mr. John, do the backing money,
The return
returning
of
the
the
money in 1 week. That's not possible.
If we have to pursue this matter through the courts, it will take a long time.
Yes.
You can't. I suggested as soon as I arrived here that we seek what's called an ex parte injunction to seize assets immediately. But when we spoke to the people at the police, they didn't even know the term ex parte injunction. So we've got a little bit of work to do on the legal side. Those of you who have some legal experience should know that that's a one-sided application for a seizure in which the other party doesn't even need to be invited by the court. And that's obvious and easy to prove if a court has experience in that. They don't. And so we're going to be patient and go through the Ghanaian procedures according to Ghanaian law. Normally, I don't know which jurisdictions you live in, but to get a court ruling on the seizure of assets, I've never seen it done in 7 days. So we're going to introduce new liquidity to replace the liquidity so that we can properly follow Ghanaian law to obtain access to the seized assets. That'll probably take more than 1 week. Don't say it's impossible, but I wouldn't gamble on us being able to get the Ghanaian courts to move so fast that they issue a seizure order by next weekend. Anything's possible, and we're going to try, but let's be reasonable and let's follow the laws of the land, who is our host.
So what I want to say that this thing doesn't have anything with the liquidity that we will put next week. So this thing only, how can I say, stop us to do that on the 15th of September, what we already agreed to do. And now new income is coming, and we will speak about other investors in the meantime. So that means that next week we will for sure put liquidity in a family token and start working. So we are not only according to our members, we are also dealing in other things, myself personally, and the people who are behind the Kripto family in other businesses. So all the profit we will put into liquidity, because this is a main project that will change the face of the ecosystem of the cryptocurrency in the world. You will see that. And I'm 100% sure right now, when we have our new senior partner, that will be a piece of cake for us. So
thank you very, very much. Can you share on the Telegram channel the name of John, please?
Yes,
yes,
sure, of course.
Yes,
okay, please.
Yes,
I miss it here in the chat.
Yes,
Thank you very much, Nati.
Mr. John Bosnitch.
Bosnitch. Okay.
I sort of get.
I don't see you. Okay.
I sort of get the camera to work for a second and then it pushes off. Just a second. Can we do this?
It doesn't want to show your name.
There you go.
Okay. I got it.
Hold it.
It's a privilege to talk to you, Nebojsa, since around 1 year.
All pleasure is mine. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Proceed.
All right.
We have Martin. Martin, please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello, Martin.
Nati, John, and Nebojsa, I'm so happy you're alive and well, because we were contacting each other before you went to Ghana, and all of a sudden I got no communications with you, so I was really worried what the hell is going on, sort of thing. Anyway, what a wonderful story. The hair is standing on the back of my neck. This really, what has happened is scary, yes, because I've been in Africa myself and many countries. So this stuff is very, very scary. But like John said, and you've said, coming together, crypto family will be 100, if 1,000, if 1 million times stronger in the future. Because I can't wait for you to come back to Dubai to introduce more potential investors, more projects, etc., which are humanitarian, life-changing technologies that need to be funded and out there. So I've got them stacked up. So I can't wait to meet you again, Nebojsa.
Yes, Martin, that is one of the mission of our crypto family, is to found a project which will bring more and more profit and more stability to the crypto family. So we need to make a crypto family like a base of all of these projects, and it will be easily founded by us when we put everything together what we have and proceed in the future.
Thank you. Stay safe, and God bless you, John. Thank you very much for.
Thank you, Martin. God bless you.
Pleasure to join you. It's a pleasure to join you.
Likewise.
Can we go further?
Yes, I'm going to. Yeah. Joel de la Cruz Galva, please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Is possible un resumen 4 or 5 minutes in Spanish? Please.
Vamos a poner subtítulos a este vídeo y lo vamos a compartir.
Thank you.
He asked for 5 minutes translation in Spanish, but I told him that we were going to share this video with subtitles.
Yes. You know, because Mr. John time and my time together, we want to do it in English, and after that we will make a transcript and put that with subtitles on YouTube, so everybody can understand what we are speaking about.
Thank
okay, there, please, if there, for example, Mr. Tomola, I see that you are asking some questions in the chat. Please raise your hand. You can ask in front of everybody, all of you. We don't have anything to hide. And after that, I will tell you that we want to give you, because all of this one promotion. And after that, we can put that to all community to know. And I'm 100% sure that next week we will put this liquidity and start to making the what we are saying about. So
anyone that wants us to make a question, Bill, if you want
so
to.
For example,
sorry,
Mr. Mole, Luciano, they are asking, where are you?
Yes, they are asking where
Luciano. Can you wave a little bit hands to them, because there is a lot of your people here. So Luciano is with us, of course.
Just stay there.
Yeah.
Hola, gente.
Hola,
Luciano. Hola. ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien. ¿Cómo está, tío?
Muy bien,
está
gracias.
un poco negro.
Sí, mucho sol.
Ahí tienes sol también.
Yeah, sí. Yes.
Okay, great.
But
all right.
We have good people here.
Yeah. In here also. Visit sometimes.
Okay. So,
yes.
Mr. Tomole, you need to speak down, and you can find a symbol to raise a hand. So.
Oh, he's already. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm here, but
okay. Now I'm.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So you are now in Finland?
Yeah, at this moment I'm trying to leave soon because the winter is coming fast. So I'm in my escape paths here.
Yes,
but,
we have a lot of discussion here, and we said that our story of crypto family, there is no film director who can make this story like it's happened to us. So
yeah, it would be impossible. There wouldn't be, even Steven Spielberg couldn't write it. no possible way.
Yeah.
No
So
possible way. Not.
we are speaking that we have a more seasons, from Serbia to Ghana. There is a 6 seasons, and also Luciano got invited to Vietnam to also open a crypto family there. So maybe that will be the next chapter.
Yeah, maybe that's the next chapter. Yeah.
So
Probably.
I think that I already give you the
Yes, you already gave me all the answers. Mine was very precise, basically knowing something about the timing, so we can basically work and plan all the work much better. But now I will have all the answers already, so
okay.
we have a lot of things to do before Sunday then.
Okay, thank you. So
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Tomole. Please, can you give the word to Vinka? I see she's raised.
Vinka, you can unmute yourself now.
Hi, thank you. Hi, Nebojsa.
Hello.
Hi, glad to see you in one piece. Nice to meet you, John.
Pleasure.
So my question, of course, is regarding the liquidity of Kripto family. As you know, and I've private messaged you, Nebojsa, and also Natty, and also our funding group. As you know, I have given you quite a bit of money to help get this overboard, and obviously part of my money is now tied up with these criminals in Ghana. Which is...
I need to wait, Vinka. I need to correct you. It's not tied up with them. Now it's holding by police. So we need only to prove that we are part of that money. So when we prove it, it's easy to us. We will seize it. It's only a matter of time. So don't be afraid about losing. It's not be lost. It's only temporary where there needs to be, because we need to prove it. That's it. It's any kind of case. We have lucky that those persons scammed somebody from America and Canada, because if they are not do that, it will be a hard work for us to return that. So we have a lot of lucky in this case. And now when is John here, I know that everything will be fine, because you need to look at their faces when he starts speaking about what he's doing. They start to be afraid.
They started to, let's not say they started to be afraid. They started to get serious. Now we have the FBI involved in tracking the scamming syndicate. Now, the syndicate is going to have to, answer. They're going to be arrested. And the assets that we need to seize and return your liquidity are already in the hands of the police. This is, when was the last time you heard of a $1 million theft in which the police had the assets back in their hands in 4 days? Not common.
Okay, so
very, very, very quickly on this.
Okay, if I can please continue, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Question is concerning the liquidity, because I know you were relying on the 6.9 billion to put the money in for the airdrop. So my question is, where are you going to get the liquidity to back all this airdrop, and how much will you get? And my concern, which I've mentioned to you in private, is that a lot of people who have lost faith in this project will sell as soon as you put the liquidity in, and the price of the token will go from $1.39, which I think was your original launch price, to 0 in about 3 minutes flat. So how much liquidity have you got coming in, and where is it coming from, so that this doesn't happen?
Okay, so the way you are talking tells us that you don't know a lot of blockchain, you don't know a lot of liquidity things, and your concern is because you put a significant amount of money in this thing. So, and I will politically ask you to speak ever in your name, because I don't think so that people lost faith in this project. Because if we make an pool about this, you will see that more than 80% still believe in that, and that's people will give whatever we provide. For liquidity, as I say, this is only, how can I say, obstacle that will give us a little bit postponing the putting liquidity into this project. So liquidity will came from my personal businesses, which I will never told you about that. It's my right and my secrecy how I'm getting that funds. It's legal funds with a proof of funds, which I will put into this thing. So as I already put 300 and something, and you know how much you invest, and more than a half of this money is my private money. Doesn't mean nothing with the crypto family. So all my life and all my time I invest in this, and it will be in future. So I make some other consulting things, and my compensation is finally coming in the next week. So it will be more than 5 million of that compensation money, and also what we will bring from the new investors. And in next 1 month, there will be more from this business that I already did, and I already make the consulting and put the people together who are working on it. So that is from my personal side, and I give you an answer, not clearly. And also, there is a lot of people who will not sell the family token because that will be a lunatic move. So remember when person buy a slice of pizza with how many Bitcoins, Nati?
It was like 7 or no,
7,000
or something like that.
16,000 Bitcoins was paid for one slice of pizza. So can you imagine how much 16,000 Bitcoins is worth now? So I'm not in that point, like you say, that it will be for 1.39 to 0. Also, I make one Zoom call for advising the people what I will do with my family tokens when we get the liquidity into. So my advice is still do not do nothing in the first 5 days when you see what is going on with the family tokens. So that's it. That's the answer to my question. So if you also, I'm not counting on what Mr. Bosnitch will also provide to us, because he has access to a lot of people who are from the financial sector. Even he was advisor of the senior guy who is controlling and in Luxembourg Bank. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Yes. So
you know, there's no shortage of money that can come to this project. What we're doing here today is what's the responsible thing. There's been what I call a hiccup. I've worked on projects in the many billions of dollars. We've suffered a temporary setback. We've identified the assets. We've seized more than the value of what was taken. We're expecting to get not just what was taken back, but to seek compensation for loss of reputation and so on. That'll take longer time through the legal process. And all that we want people to do now is to remember why they originally invested in Crypto Family, because all of the reasons which were valid at the time of investment are still valid today. Crypto is not going away. Crypto is not being stopped. Governments at the level of China are investing heavily in crypto. So crypto is here to stay. And when people jump out of windows because stock markets are crashing, they make a serious mistake, because all markets always rebound. All assets are always eventually recovered when they're already in police hands. And what we're hoping for is that those who invested in crypto, and especially in this company, remember why you came here and not trip yourself up by joining a kind of self-destructive run on a project that's going to continue no matter who leaves it, and it's going to grow no matter who runs or no matter who gets nervous. This is a major project, and it is not going to stumble because of one minor event.
Thank you, John. And one other question, Nebojsa, it's a personal one, but my personal money that I have loaned to you through the company, when can I expect that to be repaid, please?
As soon as possible.
That's not a good enough answer.
I don't have better now.
Well, you've mentioned that you've got your own personal money that you are putting in. So
I already put in, please. And right now it's on with police in Ghana.
No, sorry, but you said that next week you'll have the liquidity.
That's next
so
week.
So next week.
Yes, I will put in the liquidity that. And also when I put in liquidity, I already told you, and I will tell you that again in front of everybody, I will fulfill my agreement to you. That's it.
So you will pay me my money that you owe me from the liquidity as an OTC.
Yes, yes, because it came in next 15 days to 20, it came money that you cannot even imagine.
I'm not interested in that. I just want back my investment.
But we have obligations and we will fulfill it. That's it. I don't know why you are not satisfied with that, what you are signed already.
Because I've waited for several months for it, Nebojsa, that's why.
So what we can do, you can sue me and we will go to court. You will wait time. And so, what kind of questions you answer you want to be with me? I already told.
I guess I'm just asking for clarity that you, which I've asked you that before you put liquidity into the company.
No, I will not do that. I will put liquidity and after that I will fulfill agreement with you.
There's a good reason for the approach that Nebojsa is using. By putting liquidity in the Kripto family operation, he's protecting the interests of all of the investors. By singling out investors who, for whatever reason, either you're nervous or you've wanted to withdraw or you don't believe in crypto anymore, but by asking him to give you special treatment in advance of all of the other members, and there are many, many, many members, would be asking him to violate his word to you and all of the others. Liquidity goes into Kripto family. Kripto family then pays out anybody who wishes to leave and to redeem their tokens. To suggest that he should make a private off deal with you is a slap in the face to all of your fellow partners who are here in this call today. That's not the way fair and correct business is done. He has a responsibility to the company. He's gone to the police. We've engaged the embassies of 3 countries. We've located the missing funds. The funds that were taken will be returned to the corporation. The corporation will seek new investors who are not criminals like the ones who attempted to scam us here. And the project will go forward. And you will be compensated in fairness along with every other partner in your business. This is your business. Kripto family is not Nebojsa's business. It's your business. And as a member of Kripto family, you have a moral obligation to all of the other partners in your business not to ask for special treatment. If you think of it that way, you think of how companies survive and how companies thrive even in hard times. That's
however, John, I did have a special agreement with Nebojsa and we have a signed contract. So this is a personal, this is not through the Kripto family. That's a separate issue. This was a personal loan.
No. It's not personal. It's not only you who make it.
Let me just say, I haven't read your contract, so I can't comment on that.
Yes, I will show you. But it's not personal because you are not the only person who make OTC with us. Nati knows that. There is a lot of people who are doing like that. And I will tell you in front of everybody right now what is going on. So certain people buy, John, on the family token on a pre-sale.
Right.
And they get it for the certain amount. And now when I get the compensation for the businesses, personally I work, I want to rebuy that family tokens for certain amount that we agree before it's going on an open market. And for me and the Kripto family, that's good thing because I know that we will rebuy it for the smaller price than it will be on an open market. So with the free will of Vinka and free will all others who make an OTC, I am agree on that because I will get the family tokens for Kripto family, for everybody of you, because when I rebuy it, it will make more security and more stability than it will be in any other heads who is holding it. So it's not only personal, Vinka, it's many of you who are do that, and I can't wait the time until I fulfill it. That's it.
However, Nebojsa, I'm not talking about the pre-sale. I'm talking about the 165,000 US that you promised to pay me back on the 30th of June, and the 70,000 US that I gave you a week and a half ago that you promised me you would return to me if it was a fraud. And it is a fraud, and you haven't returned it to me. So you owe me 235,000 US dollars on top of the pre-sale.
I will expose the contract to everybody to see it after this conversation. And yes, Vinka sent $72,000 to help us to gather this 880 to proceed with that, and I'm thankful to that. Until the first money that I get, I will return 72,000 to the Vinka, which I own to Vinka. But the rest, 165, will be fulfilled with the contract that I have with Vinka, and that's it.
Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. It has nothing to do with the pre-sale money, Nebojsa. This is our
No,
own.
I am telling about the OTC, not only about you, about all others.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that's even clear for me, and I'm a newcomer, so I'm glad that you two had that conversation.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Thanks, Nebojsa.
Dino,
You're welcome.
Please unmute yourself.
Nebojsa, glad you're out safe and sound. Can't have been a nice experience being in any compound jail, let alone one that's in Ghana. So, you know, good to have you back. And John, nice to meet you too.
Pleasure.
Interesting to have you on board. Hope you've got those contacts in China and Canada. Super interesting. So looking forward to seeing how that develops. The question I had, Nebojsa, there was a really good Zoom recently when we looked at the platform, the Crypto Family Exchange. I thought that was a great Zoom. It was great to see that, and how Wando was involved as well. And also the AI. I was interested to know how the AI is going to play a part. And will you be using the Crypto Family Exchange to provide liquidity? Is that where are you going to fund the Crypto Family Exchange to then provide liquidity for the project? Or does that play a different role? Because I remember you saying that it can also connect with 300 other exchanges, or maybe I think Pedro explained it, but yeah, that's my record.
I will clarify that right now. So throughout the Vido, we have a lot of projects connected together. And part of that is Syntica, which is artificial intelligence. And also we have a project which is Roxanne, which is, we are part of it. It's an NFT marketplace. And we are speaking about centralized exchange like Binance that we will have also in the next 1 month. So the liquidity that we will have for exchange will be provided, but provided to liquidator from Singapore. We will be able to exchange $8 billion daily. But that is not money that we are putting into the liquidity family token. So we will have the profit for the people who are exchanging all other cryptocurrencies on our centralized exchange. What that means, that all our users, 250,000 of them, will have our own centralized exchange like Binance, with a license from Singapore and all other countries who is cover European Union, who is covered the Canada and USA, who is covered the Asia part, which will give the people possibility to do their transactions and conversions and all other things throughout our centralized exchange. So all the profits, which is, you know, what we are earning, what Binance is earning right now, we will earn together with the crypto family, because we will provide that to you. So all the earnings that we will have, and I will tell you the amounts, for example, one company is called Saks, right now in 1 year without any member when they start, now is earning $60 million daily, only on commission when somebody selling and buying or converting one cryptocurrency to another. So that profit of the marketplace, profit of the artificial intelligence, profit of the post machines that we will give to the companies, and they throughout that they can become a little crypto exchanges. All that profit will put into the crypto family like a company together.
Yeah, the exchange transaction fees, right?
Yes, and that will be also the profit will compensate the payouts throughout our system.
And when will do you have a date for when the crypto family exchange will become live?
So everything what we are starting is beginning when we put liquidity into our system. When we put liquidity in our system, we will go out on the market. And I know that in the first month, throughout all our connections, we will have more than 1 million users. When you have 1 million users, you know the price of the token will go in the sky because you have 1 million no holders. It will bring the new volume to all the system and everything. So it will be easily throughout the, commission that we have 3% when somebody is buying and 6% when somebody is selling. Throughout the thing, in 1 month after we put liquidity, we will have our own sex.
Because that's crucial, isn't it? It's really in terms of people worrying a little bit about the price of the token. The exchanges, this is exchange to protect the price of the token, right?
Of course, when you can make a pair with family token and Bitcoin, family token and USDT, family token with all other crypto in your own crypto exchange, that you don't need to pay $1 million or $2 million to any other crypto exchanges, it's significant difference because you are holding that exchange. For example, I don't know if people knows, everybody say when you are on a Binance, you have huge success. It's not that kind of way, because when you are on a Binance, you need to pay them to be there. And also you need to give them additional liquidity that they can put and listed you on their exchanges. So what we will get if we go to the Binance, we need to provide them liquidity. We need to pay them for that. And we will not pay like 3% and 6%. We will pay like 0.001%. So it's a peanuts according what we will do with our own. So we decide to make our own, not to go and list it on others.
Thanks, Nebojsa. Good luck for Sunday and for next week.
Thank you. Thank you to the questions.
Thank you, Dino.
Okay. Is there any other?
Anyone else that wants to make a question, please raise your hand.
Okay, is JJ.
JJ. Please unmute yourself, Jay.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Hey, sorry, I'm in bad reception, but I've been on and off hearing the updates. I'm glad you guys are safe. I've been in Africa and know what happens. My only question is about the token contract for Sunday. We're going to get the address for everybody so they can see them in their wallet.
Of course.
Okay, amazing. But that will go through Telegram, yeah?
Well, it will be on LinkedIn, on our link tree forever, and it will be posted when it goes live on our channels.
Okay, amazing. That's the only questions I'm getting asked. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, AJ. Okay, if there is no any other further questions, I will tell you something else, because we want to give you that because you are waiting. And I want to tell you that this will also help a lot. So, because right now, family NFTs and everything is working. So we will give you the promotion from this time right now to the same addresses of the launching NFT until the Tuesday, that you can buy 5 family NFTs and get 10. So this promotion will start now and it will be done on Tuesday. So I will give you the Nati that you can put that on official channel. you can also make the video of link on YouTube of this today Zoom call, and as soon as possible we are done with this, we will make a new Zoom call meeting with the assembly, and also we will make a Zoom call before we are getting the airdropping of the tokens and everything else. So if there is no further questions, please, Nati, make the new form about this and give the same address like a launching NFT, and see you all on Sunday when we will make an airdrop and start to paying out. Maybe we will make airdrop and earlier. We will see if we are ready. Maybe we can do that even on Saturday. We will see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so no more further questions. There are a lot of questions in the chat, but we cannot read them all. So if anyone has a question, please raise your hands.
Yeah. If you have any question, raise the hand right now, or
Can I ask something?
Yeah, please.
Marco.
How are you?
Marco.
So the only thing I would like to know is, so Sunday, if we get our tokens, when it will be possible to start renting the NFTs?
Immediately with those tokens, we can start the renting NFTs. So on Sunday.
Good. We are not interested in changing, and I don't know who is the crazy guy that is going to give you back the tokens before the launch.
There is even right now people who are trading with our tokens, even there is nothing there. You know, they are selling, buying all the time, and I know when we go to the open market, it will be a huge thing.
Yeah, but it's very good to be able to rent NFTs, because this is mainly what actually my people is looking for.
Okay, thank you, Marco. And you know, you sent me a message, but sorry to all of you if I'm not answering, because it was a crazy week behind me.
Yeah, but you know, yours is, like you say, peanuts compared to the other story.
Yes. Thank you very much. If there is no other further questions, I will close this Zoom call. I'm thankful for all of you, to all of what you are saying and all the criticism and the support we get from you. Also, thank you, John, to be a part of.
It's my pleasure to meet you as well. I'm very optimistic, and everything I've seen and everything I've heard since I got here has led me to believe that this is a professional operation, and the patience that he showed with the police here in Ghana is beyond the measure of the patience that I've seen anybody show. Amazing, steady, straightforward, and professional.
Thank you. I need to add only a little sentence. When they provide me a lawyer, which I figured out that is from system, he told me, please do not say anything. Shut your mouth, because you will be released quick here. And I say, yes, I will listen what you are saying. When we came to this moment of make a statement, I make 5 papers of a statement with all things what's happened, because we do not do anything bad. So if I listen, lawyer, we will lose even in a start. So you need to be sharp in the head to do all these questions and all these things. And thank to God, God provide me also the John to help me. And I know that everything will be good. So God bless you all, and see you soon as possible before Sunday and airdropping and everything else, with the good news, of course.
Expect good news.
Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye
Thank
to
you everyone so much. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.